unhinge the.
No.
Nice. Also, I wish my last name was Wiener, so I could name my son Andrew and his middle name be Paul, so we could call him Drew P. Wiener.
Dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, absolutely.
Kind of scored a big one on the old wedding when it comes to anniversary.
Oh, yes.
Because we get a free day off every anniversary to celebrate something that is actually very important.
It's
But
very
also,
cool.
I get a free day off every 19th
It's
of
my
June.
brother's birthday. It's Juneteenth. It's
Which I did not understand the origins of Juneteenth until I really read into it.
What was that?
Year.
Hold on. Let me get the accent from you, please.
yes.
Where are we from?
They're from
Austria.
Yes.
Of
Still?
course. Yes.
I feel like you moved.
I don't think so.
Maybe I went a little east and now I'm in Switzerland. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I don't know why it's like Belgium.
Belgium.
I thought I was hearing like Nigerian.
If you want Nigerian.
Okay, so anyways. The whole origin story of Juneteenth is very...
Can you give me a refresher?
Yeah, so in 1863, there was the Emancipation Proclamation.
You'll
correct?
think that the Germans in 1863 were like, ooh.
Well, slavery was outlawed in Germany long before it was outlawed in the United States.
Ah, I see.
Because in Europe, they were like, okay, we've been enslaving people for like thousands of years.
Let's enslave them in their own countries.
And then if we stop it now, then we can shame the Americans.
Dude, that's why Europe was like, we're doing slavery everywhere else. Do we need to do it here?
Well, like it always makes me laugh.
India,
when I
South Africa.
Yeah, it always makes me laugh when you hear people from Britain being like, "Oh, you ugly Americans and your terrible ethic and blah blah blah," and you're like, you don't really get to
Yeah, also, you guys are still kicking ass in South Africa.
right, like
The fuck?
right. Well,
Yeah, we have the prison system.
Yeah,
the
it's fair.
real bully of the world right now, aside from the U.S., is China. They're being dicks.
Are they?
Yeah, man. Like there's a literal.
Now it's the
I wouldn't call
Chinese-
it a Holocaust because it's
the
not-
Chinese government that's dicks.
well,
Right?
yeah, but it's like the American government was the dicks and still
Yeah,
is.
but
you
a
know what I'm saying?
lot of us are dicks.
Well, I mean, okay, but the government is made up by Chinese people, so like a lot of people still. I'm always confused on how to actually pronounce this, but it's like
Uyghur.
Yeah, Uyghur.
I thought you were
in
throwing
China,
a joke out
they're
there.
literally over 1 million people have been just killed because of their like religious beliefs. It's a Muslim community in China, and like northern China, they're just.
Well, that's been going on for a while. It's a Muslim thing.
I know, but there's 1 million dead now, and it's like on Twitter. That's like the extent of everyone doing something about it. It's tough. It's
Yeah.
tough.
So, anyways, back to Juneteenth.
Yeah. So once the Immaculate Proclamation happened,
Once the Immaculate Conception happened.
then as the North started making its way into the South to like, free slaves and also oust the Southern armies, right?
Oh, yeah.
Once they reached down to, I think, it wasn't El Paso, it was like San Antonio, right? In Texas. But they reached like the southernmost point in Texas at that point in time and freed those slaves. Like the word finally got to them that they were free.
Oh.
It happened on June 19th. That's
Oh,
why
wow.
it's called Juneteenth. And that's why we celebrate it, because it was like like finally all slaves were freed. And
Oh, wow.
that comes with huge amounts of context necessary, obviously, given the fact that like immediately following, black people were still second-class citizens, and Jim Crow was like right around the corner.
Yeah, like they got freed and they're like,
They were like,
Cool,
"Hey,
man.
you're free, but
you want to come over for dinner? Oh.
no,
Oh.
use the other drinking fountain."
Yeah,
You're gross.
basically.
I mean, it's just whatever. There's a new like, I don't know if it's a documentary or like a sort of like a semi-reenactment sort of thing going on on Netflix, I believe. That's about crack. I think it's literally called Crack. But it's like cocaine, conspiracy, and coming.
Yikes.
Dude, the whole thing with Reagan, and that's why it always blows my mind when people die on the Reagan Hill. When they're like, that man was a great... He's like, no. So many insane scandals.
He wanted to watch the world burn.
Like Contra was just one sliver of the absolutely heinous things that...
Oh, yeah, the Nintendo game.
Yes.
Is that the one with the red hair and the...
Yes.
It's a me, Contra.
It's a me, Luigi. Anyway, how you guys sleeping? Are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I hope all this gets included. Us just talking like assholes. Anyway, how you guys sleeping?
Oh, I mean, by our yawns, clearly not.
Yeah, same. Dude, I've just been snoring so much lately, and I feel really bad. So, like, last night I just stayed on the couch because I knew snoring was coming. You ever get that where you're like, you're getting really tired, and then you take a deep breath, and you're like, oh, no.
No, dude.
I'm going to saw logs all night. So then...
What percentage of bulldog are you?
Quite a bit. But I feel bad because I don't want to go into the... Because I'm a very... As you know from the various stories I've told on here, I'm a very like active sleeper. Yeah, I'm all over the bed.
Right.
I talk when I'm sleeping, snore like crazy. And Caitlin is just now catching up on sleep from after like post events of the weekend. So I just wanted to kind of like let her have one more good sleep before I.
Oh, welcome back, by the way.
Hey, thank you. I fucking missed you guys hardcore.
Yeah.
Also, are we bleeping swear words now?
No, that's just for the clips.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm
your mom did request something special. I'm going to put this at the beginning of the episode. Dude absolutely is not fit for all grandmothers. Please listen with discretion.
Did my mom actually say that?
She
Why?
She came up to me and she goes, so Alex's grandma listened to an episode, and I went, oh. And she goes, yeah. If you could say.
That's so funny. Oh, man.
What part? This is a wholesome podcast.
I don't know.
Well,
if she listened to the first episode, we talked about like finger blasting girls. And
yeah.
Who doesn't? That's timeless.
I know, but
every
depending,
grandma.
I want to say depending on which
Whose grandma hasn't
but
been finger blasted?
Oh,
holy
Someone
cow.
gonna raise their hand in here?
Mara
That's what I
is
thought.
just letting it rip right now.
it's one of those.
Is this what sleep deprived Amara is? Just anti-grandmother?
It's a hard pill to swallow because
No, I'm sex positive.
they probably have been
know, but-
finger blasted.
I know. Well, if they haven't,
You're
what's
the one
going
saying
on?
You.
If
I'm
they
not saying
haven't,
you.
Grandpa, what you doing?
Get them knucks in there.
Yeah. Oh my word. Holy hell. Did you say a couple?
Yeah.
Do it right. Do it right. It's 3 or nothing. With 4, you kind of feel weird. With 4, you feel like you're half handshaking a vagina. But with 3, you're like confident,
I feel
cool,
like
collected.
this is
You can manipulate the 3 to kind of like create new shapes.
yeah,
you
but this
know?
is like this is a felony.
That's what I'm saying. Like 4 is too many. 3's a lot. But,
I like to do the one man punch.
but also I get afraid sometimes because my 3 fingers together that's way bigger than my penis. So I don't want to use that as foreplay
You're envious
of my own
your
hands.
hand.
Yeah.
You have Raynaud envy.
What's up, Dick? You fucking asshole. Give a chilled fingering. With
So
my Raynaud's.
so you're back.
I'm back.
You took some time away.
Yes.
It's funny, after the second guest,
Yeah.
Mara and I were like, "Whew, this is a lot of work."
What do you mean? Like talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, I carry this fucking show. Why do you think I do no editing and promoting?
I think I said something to the effect of
I'm such a dick. I can't even take myself seriously.
I said something to the effect of like, "So what do you think I'm doing wrong?" Because
This show fucking sucks now.
that did not go
No,
well.
I don't agree with that. I just think like we've built a really beautiful dynamic with the 3 of us.
Yeah.
And
The only guest that I want to have on, like that I can think of future-wise, would be your brother.
Deeth would come on.
That would be awesome.
Deeth's a fucking idiot. God, do I love him. He gave the most beautiful speech at our reception. He could not hold his shit together. It was awesome.
So good.
So many tears.
Yeah.
It was an interesting day. I would call it the best day of my life, but I would also call it the most overwhelming day of my life. So it's like a combo platter.
Take us back to the rehearsal dinner.
What about it?
So,
Is there more in there?
sorry.
It sounded like maybe there's something to follow.
It's Pride Month, so I can't.
Like the horn that they play before the army starts marching in. Yeah, like that was the burp, and then the army was following. It sounded like you were about to vomit all over the mic.
So we go to the rehearsal, right? Because that was one of the groomsmen.
Yes.
And
you know what? Strikingly handsome that day. In spite of what you most certainly believe he looked like, far exceeded expectations. And then as soon as the ceremony was done, threw on his New Balance shoes. It was just like, I'm done with this shit, which I should have done. I
it was
highly regret
great.
not doing, dude. I had blisters. My feet hurt like hell. Anyway, you were asking a question. I'm sorry. You were staging a situation.
Yes. So we're getting to, we're like lining up. I'm officially meeting the person that I'm going to be walking down with.
Yes.
And her name's Tash.
Yeah.
I go, hi, I'm Chris. And she goes, I listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
So shout out Tosh. What's up?
She's the best ever.
Yeah.
I love her so much. She's like the perfect friend for Caitlin to have.
Yeah.
And then by proxy, me to have.
And then when we got up to where the ceremony was, all of the boys just like started wandering around. Like instead of lining up, we were just like, hey, what's going on over here? How deep do you think this water is?
There was so many moments. And okay, I love all of you, which is why you were a part of that day. Like, yeah, I picked my 4 closest friends, you know? But you guys, individually, you're all idiots, right? As am I.
Sure.
If it was your wedding and it was us, it was the 4 of us as your groomsmen, I'd be one of the idiots. You know what I mean? But collectively, Mara, it was like, it wasn't just 4 idiots. It was like 16 idiots because they just compounded on each other. It was so bad. Like the what are they called? The fucking person who says all the words.
Officiant?
Yeah. Or officiant, Laura. Wonderful woman. Love her to death. So cool. Anyway, she she like looked over at them as they're all like touching each other's butts and like putting their hands in each other's pockets, and Chris is literally taking pictures of my ass. And she looks at them and then she looks at me and she just does like a one eyebrow raise, like, and I was like, I know, I couldn't. These are the ones though. This is what I got. I don't know.
It's like the Bad News Bears.
They literally, it was like the Little Giants met the Bad News Bears, had a really uncomfortable and totally illegal orgy, and then they made these 4 boys.
That was a
King novel.
Oh
Wow. What do they call that one?
Except afterwards.
They call that Pet Cemetery, or
Except we all die before the villain gets to us, and it's like, what?
And the villain, diabetes.
We get home that night because I finally meet all the groomsmen.
Oh yeah.
And to Kim, I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm normally the funny one at the wedding, and they're all igualmente. They're all the same. They're all the funny.
Well, that's. I mean, if I could, I guess the way I described it is I could pick my 4 best friends or my 4 funniest friends, and they would be the same people.
Wow. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's like
Your brother was looking hot.
Yeah. I'm so proud of him. He's lost 105 pounds in a year. Yeah. The kid's looking sharp. Also,
You see, kids, a little depressed goes a long way. So.
his explanation for how he lost the weight is so funny too. People will be like, "How'd you lose all the weight?" He's like, "I stopped eating like an idiot." They're like,
I just said that today.
"Yeah." They're like, and he's like, "That's it. I just don't eat jars of peanut butter anymore." But yeah. So wedding day comes around. Me and Ethan woke up and went golfing. It was great, but we woke up at 6:30 in the morning, which was great. And then we went over to Caitlin's aunt's house to get ready, and it was perfect. Like, everybody showed up on time. I was like, boys, what are we doing? We're on time? What the fuck's going on?
Dude, and the dude's house that we got ready at, he had a Japanese Pabst Blue Ribbon sign. And I was like, dude, Japs Blue Ribbon.
It was great.
And even crazier, he has a dog named Barley. And I'm like, no way. He goes, yep, Barley Hops. And I'm like, no fucking way, guy. That's my dog's name. And he looked at me like,
Yeah, it went full. He went full Tim Allen. He literally was like,
Well, that's what all of us alcoholics call our dogs.
Yeah,
so
right,
what's...
But, dude, the getting ready process was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be, like, tedious, and we were just going to, like, dick around for, like, a few hours, and then it was going to be complete chaos getting ready. But we really did have a good time. And the photographer, Kyle, first of all, Kyle and Tori, Kyle loves Tori on Instagram. If you're looking for a team of photographers, husband and wife duo, both not only equally capable with the camera, but just superb at executing a vision and capturing the moments that, like, really matter, not like the nonsense moments where you're like, cool, you got my cousin Dylan when he was eating a piece of cake. Nobody fucking cares about that. There's just a lot of really quality pictures, and they're more than just photographers. Like, he was helping us with our ties and suspenders and my hair. The guy, literally, my photographer did my hair. He was like, come here. And then,
he had a variety. He's like, you want some less shiny stuff? I got less shiny stuff.
Yeah, they were just, and it turns out Tori also had, like, stuff that Caitlin was using.
Oh, really?
Like, she had, like, glue for eyelashes. And she was, like, putting it on Caitlin. She's like, I think it looks perfect. Caitlin's like, I don't know. What the fuck? You're supposed to be camera person. You're a makeup person now? I don't know. They were just so great. And then, so Mara, he was so funny. He shows up and he's like got his camera, he's got all his stuff, but he's also got like an earpiece. He literally looks like Secret Service camera guy.
Yeah, the classic clear, like translucent, like phone cord style.
And then he's got a microphone on his lapel, and he's like, hey, Tori, I'm wondering if we can... And then he's like, all right, boys, let's go. I'm like, what is going on?
And I've been shooting for 10 years. I've never seen anything
It's
like
freaking
that.
brilliant, though, if you think about it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's genius. Like, they don't have to... all of their... Like, that's how they end up capturing every, like, spontaneous thing.
Yeah.
Is because, like, one can be like, holy shit, you need to get a better angle than me, but this is happening right now. Go. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
Except I'm sure that's not how they say it to each other. Holy shit, brah. There's a fucking dude sucking a dude over there. Let's get some pics.
Did you see the tits in row 3?
Also, I don't think I have to take another picture for the rest of my life. Just done. I'm done. I hit my quota. It was... by the end, when people were like taking cell phone pictures, I was like, you can fuck off. Dude, get in a picture with me. And then they're doing like where they're trying to like frame it. And I'm like, give me the fucking camera. I'll do it.
So independently, everyone was talking about Alex's dumper.
Yeah.
Like
I got a big shitter.
The
tight pants.
The
really.
grooms. So immediately for the rehearsal, I took a picture of his butt, which I will put up. It's my profile picture. Your butt is my profile picture.
Right.
So I do that. And then Noah is like, dude, did you see Alex's dumper today? And I'm like, yeah, guy. And I show him the photo. He's like, nice. And then we find out that the bridesmaids were talking about his dumper. So everyone was just like, hey, guy, get your ass out of my face.
And I was like, hello. Hashtag me too, people.
Hey.
I was getting it grabbed by so many people. Like people that I would never expect to grab ass were ass grabbing.
So whose day was it actually?
Felt like my day.
It was your ass's day.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, is it International Baking Day?
This is fucking wagon. Dude, I mean, it did get to a point like on the rehearsal night where I was like, because I'm self-conscious about it. It's one thing to like have a big ass, but it's another thing to be shaped like a pear. you know, and I just have so much going on in this vicin that, like, even when I suck the gut in, like, it looks like when I suck it in, like, it's all just getting pushed into my ass. It's just not it's not a great look. Like, it looks like a fat ass. Like, it doesn't look like a strong ass.
Ah.
You know what I mean?
But it's up high. Which gives it the illusion of being a toit ass.
Right, well, it is a tight ass. It is. I'll fucking squeeze these cheeks for you. You feel them. It's tight. There's some spots that are certainly more have a little more give than others.
Buoyant than
Right. But I mean, I don't know. Once I found out that they were like, it was really when Tosh said, she's like, "No, man, like, it's great. Like, mine's so flat. I really wish it was like yours. Like, yours is excellent." And then Kim was like, "You kind of got, it's like a shelf kind of thing." Like, hell yeah, Kim. Set your drink on my ass. Park your Tahoe on my ass.
Any other highlights that you can think of
from the wedding?
Yeah. Great day. It was so much.
It was great.
So much love there.
We got really lucky with weather too.
Yeah.
Because it was like 95 for 2 weeks before that, and then it was 78. We were like, I don't know. It was a steal.
And the photographers picked the shade for the majority of the photos.
Because they're smart photographers.
Yeah, I'm a dragon.
Yeah, you are. Have you ever tried to exhale out the nose?
Yeah.
Do you ever get the tinglies?
No tinglies, but my nose goes.
Yeah.
I have a large septum.
You do. Holy cow, it's like a Lincoln log.
Yeah, I asked my dad, I was like, "Dad, do you get food stuck in your septum?" And he's like, "All the time." And I was like, "Thanks, asshole."
That's
genetics.
You, dick. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that was, but again, I don't want to talk about this the whole time.
No, I think that's a good point to wrap it up on.
Because there's so many other incredible things for us to talk about.
Like, you said you haven't watched Loki yet.
No, but I'm so excited. Also, I guess I forgot in the meantime between us seeing the teaser trailer that came out, when Disney did that giant drop day, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then when the actual trailer started showing on Disney Plus and on YouTube and stuff, the ramp up when they started playing a lot more trailers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited for Owen Wilson because he's
somebody photoshopped. I
don't even know if I like him,
but he's
he seems perfect for the character.
It's very fitting.
It's like they wrote the character with him in mind.
Someone made a meme. They photoshopped Loki and turned it into wow. It's pretty good.
Wow. Yeah, no, I haven't seen any of that yet. But Caitlin and I have been watching Lego Masters.
We just started. Have you watched the Lego Masters?
Surprisingly, no.
It is, and I cannot stress this enough, one of the greatest shows ever.
We cried last season.
Yep. I fucking hate competition shows, except for 2 shows, Chopped and Iron Chef America.
Oh.
And you can suck me off if you don't agree.
I mean, have you not watched the British Bake Off?
I don't even consider that a competition. They don't win anything at the end. It's literally just
yeah, they do. They win thousands of dollars.
Oh, I thought they didn't win anything.
No.
Oh. Well, either way, I don't even consider it. I still don't really consider it a competition because they're all so fucking nice to each other, and it's the best.
That's what got Kim and I hooked. We were like, look how supportive they're all being.
Well, it's like the Tim Dillon joke where he's like, America could never do the Great British Bake Off because it's in America. It's always about the drama, you know. So it'd be like, Elizabeth started baking after she was burned in a fire. Here to compete against Alyssa is the man who burned her. You know, it's like and also I did say Elizabeth and then Alyssa, but whatever. But yeah,
I grew up with the Japanese version of Iron Chef, so I'm a little bit privileged.
Oh yeah,
yeah. When Morimoto was actually on that one, and that Iron Chef is
so scary,
and
incredible.
Their knife skills in that versus in, because they don't ever. I mean, they show clips of the knife work in Iron Chef America, Like, just how fast, that they're cutting. But in Japan, it's not just they're cutting fast.
Yeah.
They're also cutting, like, painfully accurately. Where, like, a mince for them is not just, like, you just, like, going like this with a knife for 4 seconds.
When Kim saw the Asian twins on Lego Masters,
Yeah,
or when they popped up,
yeah.
she goes, "Oh, wow, they're sushi chefs." I go, "Kim." She goes, No. Under the thing, it says.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it's it's nearly indescribable for like how mind-blowing the works of art that they create are. It is incredible.
They're like all from the Midwest.
No, that's just wrong. But
Are you sure?
yeah.
A lot of them were from the Midwest.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Nope.
Michigan and Minnesota.
Who was from Minnesota? But it is so good. And like it's calling the builders themselves talented is like almost an injustice, because there's so much more than that. Like they're visionaries to be able to like get the task that they have and build. I mean, in each challenge is like vastly different. That's what I love about it the most. Is it's not like today's secret ingredient is
Oh, yeah.
broccoli that's rotted and there's somebody's semen on it, and you're like, oh, I can only make one thing with this.
I only have
garbage.
one request of Lego Masters. It's for Jamie to not talk so much and for Amy to talk way more. Because she's from Scotland no,
She's from Ireland.
Ireland, there we go.
Yeah. No, she's from Scotland.
Scotland,
for sure.
right.
Yeah.
You have 2 hours to create.
She's okay. First of all, she has an incredible accent, but Chris is really detracting from her vast intelligence. Chris.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say her hair, because her hair is
She does
also
have
great.
great hair. But she's like the head of a certain arm of Lego, and then this other guy, Jamie. Which, by the way, Amy and Jamie.
Put
what
them
That
are
was
toge-
my first thought.
Put
what
them
are we-
together, and what do you
It's
get?
Jamamie.
Oh, I was gonna say it's still Jamie.
Yeah. Anyway, like, what are we doing? Do we not have an employee at Lego named Greg? Like, we had to pick Amy and Jamie, but either way, she's like the more emotionally sound one. Like,
Yeah.
Jamie, I don't think has cried in his life, just
Ooh,
based
but
on
he almost did in that butterfly one.
that is true. But dude, when she cried when she had to send people home, holy.
Oh, okay.
Fuck.
I was about to ask, what the fuck are they crying about?
Well, just like,
Well, she's more of a Steven Crowder type, and he's more of a Ben Shapiro. And
why do we have to make them horrible people? Why can't they be like good people? No, they're like she's you can tell she's like really attached to like the personality of each build, whereas like Jamie is really all about like the technical pieces of the build. And so like sending somebody home isn't just like sending the team that lost home. I
Yeah.
feel like for her, it's like sending home somebody who created these like artful masterpieces that like moved you, and then you have to be like, sorry, Tom and Dave, you guys built the worst dragon this week.
Yeah.
So why don't you start dragging those dicks out of here, huh?
Speaking of dicks, Kim was like, I thought Will Arnett was supposed to be like really funny. I was like, he can't be Will Arnett
Right.
on this. What do you want him to pull his dick out like in front of these
Well, you want
nice people?
Well, he's like so dry as like his humor in general.
My guess is behind the scenes, he's making Jamie and Amy like piss their pants with laughter.
Yeah. Well, and like it's clearly a network television show.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not Fear Factor, it's not Survivor, it's
Yeah.
not any of those. It's not The Masked Singer.
It's also not Arrested Development.
Dude, Arrested Development might be that's a top 3 favorite show for me.
Writers,
Dude, the opening episode, one of the funniest moments in TV history happens, and nobody talks about it.
I don't even remember
When they lose Job, or
yeah.
George Orwell Bluth, but he gets lost inside the like door thing, that like fucking magic trick that they brought with him, and they introduce him on TV as Gob. Dude, I cry every time. We're here with Gob, and he's like looks at the reporter like, oh. And then when he kills the bird, I love that one too. And he buys.
Doesn't he like know where Osama bin? Yeah. Or was it Saddam Hussein? So good. Anyways, Mara, anything to report?
Yeah.
Were you able to make it through the Crowder H3 thing?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
I couldn't handle it because they just kept talking over each other.
That part ends, and then they have like because Crowder bails.
Oh, okay.
He leaves?
Yeah, he just ducks out.
And then is like Sam there with...
Yeah, Sam just talks with Ethan.
Do you know who Sam Cedar is, by the way?
I watch the Majority Report all the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay. So you know he's the voice of Hugo and Bob's Burgers?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No matter what happens in there, no matter what you see, no matter what you smell, you will eat a wrap at the end of this inspection.
Yeah, I'll eat a wrap. I'll eat the crap out of a wrap.
Holy shit. That is wild.
He's friends with the guy with the voice.
John H.
John Benjamin.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Sam is I don't necessarily like his co-hosts on the Majority Report that much, because I feel like it's like he brings a level of like professionalism to the show, and then whoever he's got on that week, like there's like a rotating cast of supporting people.
No, they're not rotating anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, the people that are maybe I'd like it now, because I only watch like small clips, but there was a couple of people that were just so vindictive that it just made it like, it's like you have all the merit to your case. Like you don't have to be like a dick about it.
It's funny though.
I know, but like I don't watch it to laugh. I watch it to like actually learn shit, because they talk about like really difficult to talk about. They flush out incredibly deep topics on that show. I think you'd like it a lot if you haven't watched it.
Well, I mean, it's because it's not funny at all, right?
There's a fun half. It's the fun half of the program.
It's
How fun are we talking here?
They make fun of like Steven Crowder and shit.
Oh, okay.
so like there's that, but I watch it for their breakdowns of like certain legislation and shit
they
like
do
that.
that at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then they do like a in-depth interview of someone. Then they do the fun half.
But it sent me down. So I couldn't watch it, but I saw a video of like Crowder being demonetized.
Basically, he just does like sexist things, and then finishes it with some anti-Semitic stuff.
Nice.
And then he bails.
Why would he do that?
Because he knows that Ethan's Jewish.
Well, he was talking to Sam.
Oh.
So like the whole Sam Cedar and
Did they
Steven Crowder
discuss
thing.
any topics? Like, did anything get flushed out?
No, there was a big reveal though, where so Steven was like trying to pretend like Sam was nobody, but then he starts detailing how much he's following him and how much he knows about him, which is very self-contradictory. Like he literally faked a medical emergency with his wife.
Yeah, so that he didn't have to debate Sam Cedar.
Yeah, because he thought this was gonna happen the first time. He was watching. They were watching the show, and like they saw that Sam cut his show early because that was the plan.
Oh my
'Cause he was gonna
God.
sneak into it, but once they saw him cut the show early, they canceled.
Yeah, like he's
So they had to trick it. They did it pre-recorded live.
Okay. Oh.
it's so funny to me, like how like the only things that are on Louder with Crowder, which by the way, fuck off with the name of your show.
Yeah.
But the
Also,
only
gun straps?
Yeah.
What the
I mean,
fuck?
what are we doing here? Hey, two things. One, you're not Jason Bourne. Two, you're not Jason Statham. Stop. But I just get they repeat the same topics over and over and over, but they're like the three topics that like this is the hill you're dying on. Like the whole like the lib cucks are trying to take your guns. No, we're not. The like cancel culture thing, and then they talk about mostly anti-Semitic or anti LGBTQ or
Racist.
anti-black stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And they the most aggravating part about it is like when he'll bring a black person on.
Ugh, I hate that.
And then he says like, "This is quarter black Jared." So and you're like, "Quarter black Jared."
I saw
years ago he had a small YouTuber on, which contradicts one thing he said, where he said he don't want to have talk with Sam because he only had 1 million subscribers on YouTube. But he had this small YouTuber on, and it's a trans woman named Theron. And during the show, he's just like, "Hey, you want to play Spot the Tranny?" There's like this whole game he had set up. So
When it's like the way he sees it is like, I'm pushing buttons and getting negative publicity, which just riles up the people I don't care about, and then the people that I do want to watch my show.
But the point of that is like he was claiming that, well, I agreed to this before I came on H3.
Right.
Whereas he didn't get the okay from that person to do
Right.
that game. Fuck
So
him.
right. So like, dude,
Yeah.
it's the whole like I'm not saying somebody who's conservative can't be a comedian, but it's the whole conservative comedy angle where like they have 3 or 4 things that they talk about.
Yeah.
And they just rehash the same bit over and over. And it's literally just, who can I shit on in jest right now to piss off the left?
Right.
Which is like not how comedy works. Like it's like how Greg Gutfeld or whatever the fuck his name is has a fucking comedy show now on Fox. What are we doing? It's the guy who it's the most smug looking asshole on Fox News.
Oh.
Like Tucker looks like he was made in a fucking clown like factory,
yeah.
and then they just slapped some spray tan on him. Greg Gutfeld.
Oh, this guy?
Yeah. So he's got a comedy show now on Fox called
He
like
used to do Red Eye.
it's called like Gutfeld or whatever. But it's like long form like exploratory comedy like Oliver does on Last Week Tonight.
Okay, I was gonna say, is he trying to be like Hassan? Like, if
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
are gonna
similar.
have Hassan.
Yeah, kind of. It's like the same thing, or like what they did with Candace Owens, how they have like the show Candace now. Which, by the way, that is the most like Fox News. We can only retain a certain audience if we do things a certain way approach to naming your shows.
Yeah.
What are we going to name this show hosted by Candace Owens? What about Candace? Yeah, that'll work. What are we going to name this show hosted by Greg Gutfeld? What about Gutfeld? Yeah, that'll do it.
But there's an exclamation point.
Right.
Ah.
Yes. Sorry.
And it's kind of
Whoops, that's on me.
but
But like, oh, that's even more fucking angry Republican.
fucking sick.
What's your favorite show? Gutfeld! You know? Dude, it just blows my mind. Like, Last Week Tonight is a genuinely brilliant name
Yeah.
for a show. You know? I mean, it's so good.
Also, who
Yes.
is a conservative writer that is funny?
Well, that's a great point, Chris.
Like Tim Allen's show where he was supposed to be like a Trump supporter or whatever.
Well, okay, so is it called Last Man Standing?
Yeah.
Which, oops.
Awful.
But like before the problem I have isn't with
Just bring back the George Lopez show, man.
well the oof. Which one?
Huh?
You mean the one that was like on Nick at Night when I was growing up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was,
You don't like that one?
I mean, it was fine. I didn't prefer it. But like Home Improvement, right?
It was a terrible show.
Tim Allen was clearly a conservative at the time. But
Yeah.
Home Improvement wasn't a terrible show. It wasn't great.
But I don't think that
It was
the writers were conservative.
Okay, yeah. It was no Boy Meets World, is
Yeah,
what I'll say.
yeah.
I mean, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Dude, I rammed Boy Meets World right up my poop chute when it showed up on Disney Plus. Holy cow. I forgot how much I loved that show.
I want to Topanga that Topanga, you know what I'm saying?
Which
No, what was it?
Which
Sorry.
season? I'm skeptical.
When they go to college.
Okay. I'm down for that. She did have them lips, though, man.
Let's not.
Huh?
What's
nah.
up?
No, you don't think so?
Let's not go there. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
The
when she was
DSLs.
older, she had
Oh,
DSLs.
okay,
Yeah,
finally.
yeah. when
Did
she
you
was
think we were gonna
I thought we
say?
were still going on the Boy Meets World.
No.
Boy Meets the prison system.
But
funny.
another thing is like, no, you're right. I don't want to go down there either. What do we
That's
got going
fair.
on segment wise, huh? You got any more
Well-
topics?
Well, so we Lego Masters.
Oh yes. Sorry.
Crime Scene Kitchen, new show.
Crime Scene Kitchen. What
Crime
is?
Scene Kitchen,
Oh,
new show, also on Hulu for those of you Hulu folks out there. Hosted by Diet Will Arnett, Joel McHale.
I thought that he was like, he was D-list Tosh.0.
Well, he came out before Tosh.0.
I know, but Tosh is so good that people were like,
Yeah.
whoa,
We don't
Get a load
What
of
was
this.
the name of his show even? It was like The Curveball or some dumb
who?
Joel McHale's.
Oh, the soup.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. The soup. But he's actually a great host for this Crime Scene Kitchen show because he's so cynical that like it kind of adds a little layer almost weirdly like cynicism and brevity don't like go hand in hand. They're almost total opposites.
Yeah.
But it actually adds brevity to the show.
Wow.
Because the show is like so high intensity that like him adding that level of cynicism deflates a little bit of the tension. But it's a fascinating premise for a show. It's the best new competition show that Fox has put out in a long time.
So, crime
Scene
scene.
Kitchen.
So it's not a kitchen on the sea.
So there's teams of 2, and there's a kitchen post something being made on set.
Oh.
And they go in and they like each team goes in independently and gathers evidence for what they thought was made,
Oh.
and then they have to recreate it. And like if they make the wrong thing, they're fucked,
Wow.
basically. And then like some of the times that I love, like it's like episode 2 or something. There was this dude from New York who's like a professional cake baker, has a shop, like does these fantastic decorations, whatever. And they don't do like the full backstory thing, like it's fucking The Biggest Loser, where they're like, Dan has 4 kids, tried to suck his own cock and broke his back. Like it's none of that stuff. It's like it's just these 2 people are on a team.
Okay.
And the guy is just so fucking confident. Like so confident. And then they like do the reveal of what the food is. It's always a dessert, but so it's like they reveal the dessert and he couldn't have been more wrong. Like he was miles off. Like he put pineapple and shit in it and they're like, "Where did you get the idea?" He's like, I saw, and they're like, "You're dumb. Go home." It's great though.
Huh?
Oh yeah. Hi. I found this channel from the my trip down True Crime.
Dr.
Oh, that's right.
What's his name? Dr.
So
Todd Grande?
Todd Grande. He has a very flat delivery.
That is the best porn name I've ever heard.
Yeah, dude.
And, I should have marked a timestamp, so this might be awkward for a minute.
Okay, well, while you're
But,
finding that, keep going.
He I started watching it just because I thought it was interesting. He goes up for people like psychopathic disorders or what might be
okay.
wrong with them. Like this
Mhm.
murderer did this, but he also does like absolute roasts of people, like
Oh,
in the
fuck yeah.
flattest affect. It just kills.
Hell yeah. While you're searching for the clip,
I've
So-
gone balls deep in anime, by the way.
yeah,
Like
I saw Kim's post of you guys working out. She's like, "What is this horse shit that my husband watches?"
Oh man, just like 3 weeks straight of.
I just can't get it. It's the mouth thing. It's literally the mouth movement. That's the one thing.
Landon walked in on me listening to it in English,
Yeah.
and he goes, "Oh, dub it. What are you or sub it? You listening? You're watching dub?" Ah. And he like got all dramatic and fell on the ground. And was like, "Oh,
That's the
you're
most
killing
biggest
me."
kid of all time.
That
I
is
was like-
about the most based thing I've ever heard, actually.
Like, dude.
To roast your father for watching a show so he can hear it instead of having to squint his old ass eyes. Wow.
Yeah.
But so that podcast I was telling you about, the draft thing,
Uh-huh.
this just reminds me when you said the porn star name thing.
Oh,
So
oh.
they drafted bald people or just like things that are bald, and the young guy on the show who's the producer was like the legend Johnny Sins, and everyone else on the show is like, who? And he's like, yeah, and then he goes, you guys don't. Okay, if you've watched porn before, it's the bald guy. And they're like, oh, it's so funny. Oh, man. The best thing about their show, though, is like the programming itself is like so informal, but
Mhm.
it's like concise and tight and actually like network television quality.
Oh, okay.
And so they're replacing ESPN. Like they're growing so fast because all their takes on stuff are just like so poignant, but also
Nice.
not pretentious because it's not ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's pretty great.
So Johnny Sins
Yeah.
is also apparently like the nicest guy.
Yeah. Dude, he's like really cool to people that meet him in public.
And so he was like, "Oh, people ask me, questions all the time, so I figure he released like a set of self-help videos."
Yeah.
It's like, "What, dude?"
Yeah, dude. Have you seen the one of like where the guys are like in a cab or in an Uber or something and they meet Johnny Sins?
Uh-uh.
So funny. He's like walking on they're like in Miami or something, obviously, because that's for sure where he lives. But he's like walking on the sidewalk and this guy's like, "Holy shit, is that Johnny Sins?" And the guy's, he's like, "What's up, guys?" And they're like, "Can we get a picture?" And he's like, "Yeah, man." And he comes walking over, and the kid like leans over, and he's like, "You're my fucking hero, dude." And he's like, "Hell yeah, brother!" And then dude, it's so funny. Like the kid is like so worked up. I just love, this era.
Can you imagine meeting someone and being like, "I have pretended your cock is my cock"?
Yeah, that's the beauty. It's like, somebody meets like Frank Sinatra in the 40s, and they're like, "Oh my god." I don't know how people talk to him.
croon to your tunes all the time.
Yeah, I don't know like who talked about about Frank Sinatra or whatever.
They're
but-
too busy hitting their wives.
And I told that bitch, get back in the kitchen. I don't know how they talked in the 40s.
In the 40s?
You just have to get that you have to get a mic that makes it sound like you're talking through a tin can. So it's like,
I have a fax.
beep, 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 beep.
Breaking news. The Red Sox have traded George Herman Ruth to the Yankees for money and 100 years of terrible luck.
There was a lot of like one-liners like, "He's got him on the fence. Boy, he sure isn't looking swell now."
Yeah.
There seems to be sweat dripping into his eyeballs. Look at his chin. Oh, he gets socked right in the sucker.
Yeah, yes.
Whatever.
Right on the ballpoint pen.
Those did not exist.
Are you sure? In the 40s?
I can't imagine Bic existed in.
Alexa.
We got a sign for a gift that just says "Alexa, do the dishes," which I thought was pretty funny. Oh, you don't even have to listen to this guy to see how dry he is. Oh my word, his eyes haven't moved. Look at those eyebrows. I mean, just this guy doesn't give a fuck.
I feel like he's explaining the warranty on
the vacuum you just
on the
got
vacuum you just got. Yeah,
from Sam's Club. Yeah,
1888 is when the ballpoint pen was invented. My analogy works perfectly.
It sounds like I was wrong again.
Why don't you sit on a stool and rotate?
Shucks, why don't you call the coppers?
his.
Okay.
I think this is a good opportunity for D'Elia to rethink his behavior and possibly work on his comedic routine. Judging by the No Pain comedy special, his routine needs improvement. Now, I know, of course, he had other comedy specials before that, and maybe some of them were better. I don't know. But again, focusing on the No Pain comedy special, it should have been called Severe Pain for the Audience to Watch. He makes funny voices and faces, but there's no wit. There's nothing actually truly funny about his material in this special. It's like watching a high school student try to perform comedy. No substance, immature, forced delivery, and unrefined. He's very happy with himself, like he believes he's funny, which may actually be the most disturbing part. I guess one could say
My
that Crystalia
God,
has many areas to
dude,
work
pause
on.
that and rewind 10 seconds. That was the most painful roast I've ever heard. Holy fuck.
He's very happy
How
with
many
himself,
views does this
like
have?
He believes he's funny.
This man
which
should be
may
famous.
actually be
Get this man
most-
on Oprah.
129,000.
Holy
views.
shit.
It?
That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Go back. Holy fuck.
No substance, immature, forced delivery, and unrefined. He's very happy with himself, like he believes he's funny, which may actually be the most disturbing part. I guess one could say that Crystalia has many areas to work on. The good news is there's a lot of room for self-improvement. Something else worth noting in this case is that there has been some skepticism.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my God.
There was another video where I heard like the best review of 22 Jump Street ever, just in the middle of the video.
Dude,
Oh,
so
on earth.
that is so, like, is he a comedian? Is this a bit? Or is this just how he interprets the world?
I don't know, but that's fucking awesome. Dude,
Like, if the waiter was like, how is everything?
when he says he's very happy with himself, which may be to his, in my brain I'm thinking detriment, and if he had said which may be to his detriment, is savage enough. But to say is the most disturbing part, holy hell, dude, to literally say that guy's proud of himself, very disturbed by that. Oof, that's awesome.
Much like a pig rolling in his own shit, he's very pleased with himself.
Dude, I will say I feel the exact same way about that special though.
Yeah. It wasn't his
It's
best.
like, dude, you in your 40s? Stop talking like a 12-year-old. But that's the other thing is like,
My favorite bit was the
you
start.
fucking bought tickets to it, you know? People buy tickets to him.
Yeah.
It's like, why? You don't feel like you have to change when you're famous.
Well, like Richard Pryor said,
if I can't fuck that guy, you can't either.
no.
He had sex with, what's his name? Corleone from The Godfather.
What?
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser?
No, what? No.
I've never seen The Godfather, sorry.
Really?
No.
The guy who's like, you come to me in the day of Madonna's
Oh,
wedding.
oh my God.
Marlon Brando.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
he and
yes.
Marlon Brando did a little
Nice.
poop shoot boogie.
Poop shoot boogie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about a poop shoot boogie.
Make sure you pee afterwards because it comes out of your pee-pee like.
But no,
Play-Doh.
Richard Pryor was doing a set, and he goes, I know. We all thought this was going to be better.
That's the one area of stand-up that's like so fourth wall. It's like it makes it funny.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
to be like, trust me, we are all on the same team. I suck.
What? Ted Bundy? What's this guy's name?
This
Isn't
is Dr. Todd
Todd
Grande.
Grande.
Todd Grande. That's
Ted
right.
Bundy, Todd Grande, same difference.
But yeah, it's even better when you watch the whole video because it's like
Oh, I will be.
it's that way the whole way through. So when that hits, it hits hard.
Oh, because you're not expecting
Yeah,
it.
it's
that
just
hit-
right in the. It's just in there.
That hit like a truck full of dildos as is. I can't even imagine. Oh my God.
Still want to know about my warranty, but
Because it has that like juxtaposition, you know, like it's like he's accused of some very bad things.
Yeah.
and then you
Yes.
just drop some heat on him.
Yeah.
He's just on
Whoa.
blast
Yeah.
for a different reason.
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah. In spite of the fact that this man may have or may not have taken pictures and had sex with an underage girl, his comedy's dog shit, and here's why. Except he wouldn't say it like that.
I want to hear
His
more.
comedy.
We should make a compilation of Todd Grande roasts.
You know what you should do is cut up Todd Grande roasts, and then in post, when one of us tells a joke that fails, you can just play a Todd Grande roast afterwards.
Just sound drops from Todd.
That's a
He's
Grande.
very
great
happy
idea.
with himself, which may be the most disturbing part.
That's a great idea.
I thought you weren't gonna edit, but look at you.
I'm not an editor. I'm just an ideas
That's
guy.
a note. It's a note.
Yeah.
Are you an inventor? You just invented that.
I invented somebody else's ideas. I'm like Thomas Jefferson.
Wait, did you throw in already?
Yeah. I got 2 in there.
All
Nobody
right.
got my Thomas Jefferson joke. That'll be your first one.
That's like
That was like a really poignant time. No, how many times is Thomas Jefferson the punchline of a joke? You guys didn't even listen.
Actually, I think I heard one yesterday
Oh, well, fuck me.
because someone was doing what if political ads of today were used back then.
was that the guy that did the wind chamber thing?
Chamber of Secrets?
Wasn't that Ben Franklin?
Ben Franklin.
Yeah, that was. He didn't shower. He
They
literally
had
just,
the same hairline, so
Yeah, and they owned black people,
also that.
but yeah, Ben Franklin didn't shower.
My hero.
This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by Diarrhea Sauce. Need to get out of a boring meeting or a gathering with extended family? Put some diarrhea sauce on your meal and you'll immediately vomit. Diarrhea sauce. Real diarrhea from real assholes. You know what's funny? The first thing I was like, X-Lax. So my mind was someplace else as I was reading
Yeah,
it.
that's why I
fucking
wrote
funny.
it that way.
Very good.
It's like the whole time you're thinking like it's gonna make you have diarrhea. No, the sauce is diarrhea. This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by the cramp you get right when you wake up as you're stretching. What a great way to start the day. I can't get out of bed. My penis is hurt.
Yeah, that hit me right in the cramp.
Yeah, nice.
This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by not being into water sports. Just not my cup of pee.
Okay, this one's going to be really hard to get through because I'm already laughing about it. This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by Tight Club, starring Helena Bottom Carter, Headlord Norton, and Brad Sit on My Face. That was you, 130%. Oh, that's really good. Helena Bottom Carter is so good. I mean, just the idea, Tight Club, like, obviously, you have to include those people, but you had to reverse engineer that. How did you engineer that joke? I mean, did you start with Tight Club?
Yeah, you start with Tight Club. No, I started with Helena Bottom Carter.
Right, that's what I'm
Sorry.
thinking. Like, that had to be your lead-in.
Yeah,
because
because I remember having to figure out the Fight Club after her name.
Yeah, well, and she, like, how many times does her name get mispronounced as Bottom, not Bonham? Because it sounds, I don't know. That's fucking good.
What
We got one
segment
left.
are we
Let her rip.
skipping this week?
Sports.
Sports, that's right.
Yeah.
Fight Club is down there, sorry.
We do that next.
You're up, Grande Penis.
This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by asking the bartender for change and then tipping them with said change.
This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by Only Naps. $5 a month to watch me nap anywhere and everywhere.
Kim came up with that one, so shout out to Kim.
I would 100% be on Only Naps. As a content creator.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
This episode of the Dude Absolutely podcast is brought to you by Harvey Weinstein's Wine for Teen.
Oh, no.
Hmm?
Say, kid, you want to be in the next Lord of the Rings?
Watch me come on this ficus. This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by The Scarecrow and the Lion, a reimagining of an all-time classic. The feature, of an all-time classic. This feature, sent straight to DVD, follows the Scarecrow and the Lion following their run-in with Oz, as they're tasked with saving the Tin Man from the Magnet Monster. Also the only script ever turned down by Nicolas Cage. See, I'm glad I didn't read the whole thing. I was like, there's probably going to be a sneak attack. Very good. The
All right.
diarrhea sauce thing, man.
I was so proud of that one.
Very good.
Thank you. I think that's the best brought to you by I've written in a long time. Because there was a window of time where not only was I not producing good content, I was writing it in this chair as we speak. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I thought of that one like this morning. I was like, oh, that's funny. Because I woke up and because last night I did the sriracha pizza also. It was just like I just ate leftovers twice in a row, same meal. Classic. And I woke up this morning and just rocketed diarrhea into the toilet. And I was like, man, sriracha could really be called diarrhea sauce. So it's not going to be like the where we get to choose.
Yeah,
if
you're just going to
have to add it.
Yep,
Okay, I like that. I like that. All right, I'm done with mine. This is so fucking funny.
I can't believe I forget this every week. One black, one white.
Yep,
Yeah.
just one of each.
Okay.
Mara, you're in an infinite well of creativity and wisdom and communism, but but this is such a good bit. I think this might be my favorite segment, and we've done it twice. Like I've participated in it twice or once even. I don't even know.
I think once.
Yeah, it was one time.
It's fucking genius. It's so good.
Oh, by the way, the tick won.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
So we have winners so far.
Justin Palmer is deciding every victory.
Yes,
So
thank you, Justin,
thank
for
you.
jumping in.
Yeah, Justin.
We love it.
Just in case. Oops.
Dude.
All right. What do you got? Let her rip.
Well, I have a white person with dreadlocks.
So Joe Rogan and 3 of them is fighting Mara. Literally, I have 3 Joe Rogans.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Suck it.
like one person if you stack them up.
Yeah, but a lot of kicking power.
Okay, but I also
Center
have
of gravity is very low on this squad.
I have Zubas as well.
What?
I am a white person with dreadlocks.
With Zubas?
With Zubas. So,
I think Joe Rogan beats the shit out of that person.
but the confidence that just is oh, wait,
I
wait,
will
wait.
say,
We didn't do the new part, right?
Sorry?
The new part where I thought you were giving us another card.
I will.
she
Oh,
will.
okay, got it.
Right.
My bad.
It'll be like a manna from heaven.
Oh, I like that.
Great reference.
Like, so if you're on the ropes, you're like, please.
Yeah. I like that a lot, actually. That was really funny.
In all of the animes that I'm watching, because I'm watching the Fate series.
Okay, when you say animes like that, it sounds like enemas. And when you're watching enemas,
Yes, I'm loads
in
of...
all of the enemas that I'm watching,
We've all watched one.
we have, because we all watched Jackass the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But mana is like, they're always like, oh, I need to restore my mana.
Oh, wow.
Also,
because mana is like a...
senpai means master in Japanese, so
Okay.
I'm y'all senpai. But it sounds like some gross porn thing. Like some
Well, it's just 'cause
weird
it sounds
cream pie thing.
Sort of, kind of like hentai.
Also,
I mean, you'd be the senpai if you weren't a dirty dubber.
Fuck. You're right. Okay.
I think Joe Rogan, 3 Joe Rogans beats the shit out of 3 Joe Rogans. So he definitely beats the shit out of...
We haven't clarified what white person with dreadlocks I am.
No, you are a generic white person with dreadlocks.
Generic white person with dreadlocks.
No, you can't make that rule.
What does it say on the card?
You can interpret.
It says Zubas. It says white person with dreadlocks.
Yeah.
So, okay,
That's a choice,
so
right?
he gets to pick which white person?
Yeah, why not?
Well, because how do you know?
That's what I'm saying. So how do you get to pick?
How do we? But so what is? Okay, so we all need to collectively.
Your argument is the same argument that I get to use against
So
you.
it could be that guy that was 2 guys in the Matrix too.
right?
Could also be that comedian who has cerebral palsy.
That may be less effective, but I'm not going to be able.
If we're going, we got to go laws of average here. Really fucking good at hacky sack.
100%.
The best weed.
And actually, the best weed is a really good way to combat Joe Rogan. Because he was on that smokers box or whatever or the hot boxers with B Real and I always forget who the second guy is
You're talking about, is that Vice series?
No, it might be. I think it's a podcast though, like Hotbox or whatever.
Well, Hotbox is Mike Tyson.
Oh, okay, then I don't know what it is, but it's with B Real and the other guy from Cypress Hill. They literally just like smoke, and Joe was like gone, barbecued in that episode. I couldn't even speak. Yeah.
So I'm gonna subdue you.
I think with the martial arts prowess and the fact that in blue jeans he nearly broke the world record for pounds per or like PSI on kick strength, I think Joe Rogan gets the win here.
And 3 of them.
He's gonna kick the dreadlocks off of this person.
All right, this better be fucking amazing.
If you get an inner tube, I'm fucked. Does it add some spice?
Oh, yeah.
This better not detract from... Oh, fuck. I'm screwed.
I also have in my possession a bad dragon dildo.
Yeah.
Which, as we all know, are the strongest of dildos.
You know what's like the worst thing?
Forged by Merlin himself.
You know what's the worst is that thing is so perfectly aligned with my thing in that it fucks me so hard that I may be now trailing in this race.
Okay, what do you got?
I have 3 easily impressed Joe Rogans.
What?
Yeah.
Which is Joe Rogan.
That's what I'm working with. So this is basically the Joe Rogan that talks about chimpanzees.
Yeah.
And DMT. So you show up with dreads, Zubas,
Yeah.
a fucking dragon dildo.
Because he's going to want to talk about
All of that
it.
stuff.
All of it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like a 9-hour podcast.
Yeah, and the problem is there's 3 Joes till you're one guy.
They get
so
stuck
they're
in
all
like a feedback loop.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. I'm kind of fucked. I have to show up, and Joe has to. You have to hit first, because his instinct, his predatorial instinct, has to kick in for me to win the fight.
Right.
So if you simply just talk him out of it, which, given the prowess of your particular character,
He's going to have so many stories about Zubas and
like couscous and frisbee championships and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know. Again, though, like if we go into it and it's a fight and somebody has to throw the first punch,
he's going to be like the bad dragon dildo. He's going to be like, strikingly similar to an elk penis, which
actually makes for a great call if you're trying to reunite with the Aztecs when you're on DMT. So, yeah, I don't know. If you throw the first punch, I think Joe Rogan, 3 easily impressed Joe Rogans wins.
Is it fair to say that most? I'm assuming white dude with dreads, right?
Okay, but are you a pacifist? Is my question.
But are they not usually taller?
100%.
Right?
Gangly as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got the reach advantage.
Yeah. So I do some of this.
Yeah, but there's 2 of them, and you only have 2 arms. So unless you have an equally long and erect penis, you're not stopping the other Joe.
Yeah. Or what
and
if
he's just going to go full speed bag on your nutsack.
You know what I'm doing? I'm massaging the 2 because I've been in so many massage circles.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. And then the 3rd Joe Rogan just lines up behind one of the other ones because he's like, I want a massage. No, but I think Joe Rogan 3 in that case, he does come up, and given the fact that you're wearing Zubas and your bag is so accessible, he just starts going full like on your nutsack. I don't think one Joe Rogan beats him, because then it just turns into a great episode of JRE. But 3 of them,
yeah. I
feel like you tear a hole in the matrix with 3 easily impressed Joe Rogans.
I know I like always give up during these fights, but we know too much about Joe Rogan. His body fat to steroid ratio is just...
I don't think he does steroids.
Just TRT.
Yeah.
Which...
Testosterone replacement therapy.
The difference is...
Well, steroids are meant for recovery purposes. So, like, people who do steroids or, like, human growth hormone, those are 2 very different chemicals. Human growth hormone helps make your muscles bigger. Steroids makes it so you heal faster and are less likely to injure, so you can train more. So that's why...
He probably did do something else, because he had that bubble gut for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will Joe Trio be able to roundhouse kick their way to victory, or will they be hypnotized by White Guy with Dread's hacky sack magic? Find out next week on Dude Absolutely.
Just watch More Plates, More Dates.
I guess what I feel bad for is like the lack of self-confidence that it takes to get you to that level. You know what I mean?
Right. They all have some bullying story.
Yeah, there has to be something that forced them down the road. Like ew, dude.
What is that?
That's
look
the
like
YouTube channel I was talking about.
You look like a pretzel with muscles.
Yikes. Oof magoof.
And like, stop flexing your neck. Who's
He's
that
a trap
for?
god.
Ah.
It's got Death Star delts.
Is that what he calls them, or did you just?
That's what
make
the
that up?
audience called.
Tre-
It's a meme.
Death Star delts.
Yeah.
The Death Star's round.
Yeah, look.
Oh my god, dude, his shoulders.
So, anyways, Dread Guy's gonna die for sure.
Well, we'll let Justin Palmer decide that, okay?
Yeah, let us know, Justin.
Gank, 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 gank.
Gang, 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 gang.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Pikachu!
It's
Test that premise.
This all hit me when I started watching Hulu, but we don't have like the without ads version, so we have to watch with ads. So I saw 2 commercials back to back where the product, like the marketing language for the product, was so, like, it just struck a chord in me where I'm like, why are they telling us this? It just didn't make sense. And then the language they used also makes you question everything about the company. So the
Wait,
first
start over because I
get
spaced out.
Okay.
Sorry.
You're the worst. During a show, I
started thinking about sharks and alligators and
how?
sorry.
He's a moron, folks. It's a moron. Okay. I was just talking. Okay. So we don't have the commercial-free version of Hulu.
Oh, okay.
So we get commercials during all the shows we watch. And I happen to be watching a show where I got back-to-back commercials where the language used to market the product in the commercial and like used on the packaging just struck me as so odd and out of place. And then also, to some degree, like brought into question the integrity of the company itself. The first commercial was for a hygiene product, and it was Dove for Men armpit deodorizer.
Yeah.
Right? On the packaging, it says 48-hour protection. On the packaging. Which to me is like, why? Who buys deodorant and consciously is like, only every 2 days? I don't want to get dry armpit hair, you know? Because then I'm going to get split ends, and I don't want that. That part, like, just, I was like, what? And then also, how do you make that claim? Like, at what point did you, through the R&D process, put deodorant on someone? Probably a man, I would guess, because it's Dove for Men.
Right.
So they put the deodorant on, and then what did they do? Did they just follow the guy around for a couple of days, and then at the end of day 2, they lifted his arm, and they were like, oh, it kind of stinks, so that's 40. Or were they, like, literally counting the minutes? Did it hit 48:01, and they were like, I'm starting to get a tinge, so we can only put 48 hours. Otherwise, we'd put 72. You know? Like, that didn't make any sense to me. It's just such a round number to be like, it protects your armpits from stink for 2 days.
Man, that's so interesting.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not 50-hour or 25-hour or 16-hour.
Right.
They picked 2 days. Like, exactly. Why? So, but then, conversely, certain products, you put that kind of language on the packaging, and it actually does entice the consumer, and it is something that you're looking for. Like, in toothpaste, when they say, like, we'll whiten your teeth in just 10 days. Like, you'll notice a shade lighter.
That's funny. I was just going to say that.
And you're like, okay, like, that makes sense. I can actually, it's tangible for me. I can actually watch the success happen. You know, like, I'm not going to check my armpits after 48 hours and be like, oh, man, I smelled like a Wendy's bathroom for the last 2 days. And then the second one was Tyson chicken strips, which is like a completely different ballpark, right? So right after this Dove for Men commercial comes on Tyson chicken strip commercial. And at the very end of the commercial, their last line in the commercial is no antibiotics. And then it's period. And then it says ever. Period. And I was like, why did you include ever? First of all, what does the word no mean to you people at Tyson? Because to me, no antibiotics means you didn't use antibiotics. But ever has this like weird connotation where they're like, I mean, when we say no preservatives, we mean some preservatives. But then the word ever also makes me think like, how inhumane are they to their already inhumanely treated chickens? Right. You know, chicken gets pneumonia. The doctor's like, we have to save it, sir. There's only one way. We have to give it penicillin. And they're like, we said no antibiotics ever. That chicken will die. Like, you know, it just doesn't make, I mean, fuck that chicken. I mean, not literally. I know you want to, but no antibiotics. I don't know.
That's really funny because my mind went to like this underground system where like, my son, please, he has pneumonia. Not here.
Yeah.
And there's like an underground chicken system.
Yeah.
There's one doctor.
And it's a rooster. And then like, you know, so I don't know. That it just had me I'm sitting on the couch, it's like 12:30 at night, I'm watching like The League or something, you know? And I'm like not even watching the episode. I'm just like staring at the ceiling. What the fuck are they doing at Tyson? I don't know. So that's my premise. It's basically just that like we just fall for this shit and it means nothing.
Yeah.
It's just so arbitrary. And the fact that they can like put that on their packaging and then some person was like, ever? I'm going to get these chicken strips.
I mean, obviously this is looking too deep into it, but it's that concept of
Did
like.
Did you hear the last 10 minutes?
It's a stance now. It's not just a claim, it's a stance.
Right.
Fuck antibiotics.
Right, like you're gonna die on the anti-antibiotics hill, huh?
Which Tyson, if you guys, Tyson or Tyso?
Tyson. You're mixing up Tyson and Tycho.
Oh no, I was Take Your Shoes Off podcast. Sorry. So TYSO, Tyso.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. So Tyson.
Wouldn't that be Tysop? Good.
Right. But anyways, thank you.
Nice. It's like pterodactyl or pneumonia.
But Tyson, if you guys want to take that stance, start doing it in the merch.
Yeah. Well,
fuck antibiotics.
Yeah. Well, and then
the anti-vaxxer crowd would be like, finally.
Well, and then when you see the packaging, it's like no antibiotics ever. But then on the side in this like little green box, it says like no preservatives, no whatever. But they don't put ever after those.
Right.
So you're like, but what do you really do? I don't know. It just always gets me.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some like regulatory workaround where you could say no antibiotics.
Why are
for like the first 3 days?
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's
we
what,
just pump that shit
and that's
in.
where I'm like, how inhumane are these people?
What's the bad thing about antibiotics?
Well, it helps the animals build up immunities to certain things, which is good. But for us, if the antibiotics are like still in the system of the animal and we eat the food, then we build up a tolerance to antibiotics. So it makes it harder for us to fight infections.
Gotcha.
Which
it's been so long since that whole antibiotic talk that
it's the same thing with like mercury with fish. Like if you eat too much tuna because they're at the top of the food chain and they eat all the other fish, the mercury that's in the other fish is all making its way up to the tuna. And then you eat tuna and you just get a bunch of mercury in your system. And it makes you go crazy.
Wow.
Have you guys... Okay,
I thought Tucker Carlson was at the top of the food chain.
No, he's at the top of the dude chain.
There it is.
That's on... I mean, whatever. I still respect you, but... There's a... Did you guys ever listen to Serial? The NPR podcast? Hosted by Sarah Koenig. Isn't that horrifying?
Yeah.
So anyway, no antibiotics ever.
So speaking of freezers, my dad got a new freezer today.
Yeah.
And we just so happened to show up as it was getting delivered. And my dad was trying to get the dog back inside, and the guy was on the truck, like the platform, about to bring it down, and he goes, "Oh, are you kidding me? Who put this here?" And he looked for my dad, and he saw me, and he goes, "Sir, come here, come look at this." I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "What do you think of this?" And I look, and it's somebody had slapped a nudie calendar onto the box of the fridge. So he pulls it out, and there's just tits right in his face. And hearing my dad, who, religious guy.
Yeah.
He walks around.
Who,
when he finally.
You've got watching porn before.
When he finally. Don't talk about.
You talked about it on the podcast.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Go ahead.
So he goes, and I hear him go, "Holy shit." I'm trying not to swear. So fucking funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
Apparently, the driver was like, "Oh, that's what that lady did." So apparently, at the last drop off, they were in a trailer park, which is important to the story because it's a very white trash thing to do. She just randomly picked a box, slapped it on there, and goes, "I left something in there for you boys." Hey, idiot! They're delivering those boxes.
Hey, you're clearly okay. I don't know why, but I just picture this woman as the mom from the Goonies. Sloth's mom.
Yeah.
That's 100% something a person in a trailer park would do. And consider it like a gift to the boys.
Yeah.
Left you guys some in there. It's a
Yeah.
picture of titties. That ain't my titties, though. My titties, you can't even get a picture in the frame. I had to drag them between my legs.
Yeah.
Unless they're in a bra.
Unless you do one of them panoramic.
Unless they're in a bra, then they look crazy, because when I take them out, it looks like a slinky. Got to accordion them up into the boob carrier.
I actually have a crank now that just... Little winch. It works as back support, too.
I could pull you out of your Jeep.
The car being stuck in the snow. You need help? You're going to get stuck too, ma'am. Need not worry.
Hell no, I'm not. Let me just tie these around this here fire hydrant. The further I walk, the more spring I get. So if you wouldn't mind just kind of hold my hand and help me maintain my balance, I'm just going to grab onto the rear bumper of your car and zing. Here we go.
So my premise is something that...
that wasn't your prem. That was just a great story about boobs. Nice.
I just thought that was very funny. Because when you were talking about advertisement, I thought about, when Witzel was on, we were talking about how there's Trump 2024 signs up like immediately.
Yep.
So early.
Yep.
For Trump 2024.
Yep.
In Rochester, there's a huge fucking sign that says Trump JFK Jr.
Yep.
2024.
Yep.
And
there was a whole gathering in Buffalo about that.
What?
Yep.
He's dead guy.
Yeah. No, apparently.
So this is my premise, right? So you see that and you go, yeah, JFK Jr.'s been waiting in the wings not to become president, to become vice president?
Right.
Like,
for Trump.
That concept is so wild to me that, like, hey, I bet if he came back on his own, people would be like, Trump, I mean, we can have this guy came back from the dead.
Have you heard the premise about how, like, the people on the right for a long time, the Q folks, used to think that Joe Biden was JFK Jr.? And now they're saying that it's Trump and JFK Jr., so it's like, wait.
I don't understand.
It'd be the first time in history.
I haven't looked into why. Can dead guys even run for office?
Yeah, actually, I think Mara knows this probably because she's really tied into the politisphere. But a dead guy won his seat, actually. Yep. He died of COVID 2 weeks before the election, and he won because America. Yep.
Huh.
I mean, if a dog can be the mayor, of course a corpse can be.
Yeah.
I was in a town where a dog was the mayor. It was pretty awesome, actually.
Did you meet him?
Dorset, Minnesota. Yeah, the dog would just walk around.
Oh,
because there's only like 60 people that live in the town.
Oh.
But the town is like a destination place because they have all these incredible restaurants.
Oh.
So they have like 5 buildings in the town. 4 of them are restaurants. 1's a church. And yeah, the dog would just walk around on the boardwalk by the restaurants.
That's awesome.
And you're like, "What's up, Marty?" And he like had like the dog, like his collar was like like a fancy, like had like a bow or like a bow tie kind of thing on it.
Oh,
he was,
cummerbund?
Because he's mayor dog. So
yeah,
he's fancy dog.
You got a birthday wish from Business Dog.
I did.
I'll put the photo up here. You probably haven't seen it, Mara.
So cute.
But Kim was trying to get this photo of Barley wearing Landon's clip-on tie for like 15 minutes. And I was like, just give up. I'll get it done in like 2 seconds. She was like, no, I got it. I was like, Barley. He's like, yeah. He's like, come sit on this chair. And he's like, okay. And then I held up a French fry above my head.
And he was
boom.
And he was like, am I the goodest boy? Oh my God.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
His big old smile because he's like, I'm fucking fat, dude. Give me that fry.
Yeah, and Chris just texted me that picture and just said, happy birthday from me, Business Dog.
Does anyone yell at the mayor dog, like, fix the road, you bug?
And then the dog just turns and looks over his shoulder and then just no squat shits on the boardwalk. Pay your fucking taxes, Deb. We took I don't know if you...
All of your friends are very funny. Nat, Noah.
I don't know if you actually said this weekend, but this was a thing that we kind of just took on over the weekend, was saying about any person, male or female. We'd go, like, I don't know, somebody says something about Steve. We're like, Steve, great guy, huge cock.
Oh, yeah.
We just kept saying that about everyone. Great guy, huge dick. I love saying it around people that have never heard something like that before, because then they're like, you watch them trying to process in their brain, like whether or not you're saying that in jest and just saying like great guy, huge dick, or if you're saying that because said person actually has a huge dick.
Like a huge dick or like NBA huge dick?
Yeah. Like if you're like, great guy, huge dick, and then they're like, is he an asshole? Or have you seen his penis? I'll leave it to you. So,
yeah.
Right.
Shout out to your brother, your whole family. It was fantastic.
It was.
I've shook your dad's hand before.
Yeah.
But I find like getting to actually interact with him was very cool.
Yeah, he's
Stanley Cup.
Yeah, he's a pretty incredible person. That he is, as you could probably tell, is where I get all of my cynicism from. But yeah, he's a great guy. It was so funny when he was like going to walk me, or when I was going to like walk him and my mom down the aisle. He wasn't like, all right, dude, good luck. You know, I'm excited for you. I'm so proud of you. Blah blah blah. He literally goes, all right, man, you ready? It's like, yeah, that's him. That's fucking him, dude.
Whoa.
That's him. Actually, if you go to the picture on the far right top row, that's him measuring his penis.
Did I tell you what I said to Nat and Noah at the rehearsal? So this is their first time like really meeting me.
Right.
So I don't think that they knew that I know who your family is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you told me this.
Yeah, okay.
I don't even want you to mention it.
Okay.
Because it's the one thing that I don't like you talking about.
Oh, well, I was curious as to if they brought it up to you or not.
No.
Because it was very funny.
It was. So I was telling Chris that I really had wished they had done something like totally inappropriate, but had pulled it off and nobody knew except me. And the one thing I came up with was I had really wanted them to take their dicks out while we were all like on the altar, you know, and just put their dick in the next guy's pocket so nobody could see it. I just thought that would have been so funny just to hear four simultaneous zzz, and then everyone's looking around like, bugs? Oh.
Yeah. We did a lot of butt touching. I slapped your peen 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. I got my butt touched, but yeah, it was more of
violent?
it was a penis pat. Yeah.
Okay.
Patty penis. Dude, I had multiple people come up to me and be like, hey, one guy came up just to tell me that he watches the podcast. So
was it Phil? Big guy?
I don't know. Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
It might have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Phil loves the podcast.
Phil, what is up, dude?
He He's the only person I know that anticipates Tuesdays.
Oh, he actually told me his favorite moment on the podcast so far is the Japanese cock monster.
Yes,
from your name.
That was Phil.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Was it Japanese?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Mega Me.
Yeah,
Tensei.
he was like losing it about that. He loves the show, man. We don't have a ton of listeners, but they're very loyal.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Oh, we forgot to throw this out there too. In Caitlin's vows, she was saying all of the things that she pledges to do. And she was like, but I will never listen to your podcast.
It was awesome. She also was like, it was like the most pleasant roast she's ever given me. She was like, I also vow to listen to your stories about like the origin of the Foo Fighters. Every time. I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. All right, Mara, you got a prem? Got prem?
I have a borrowed one.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I got it just before I came over here.
Something
My
borrowed.
friend Joe texted me saying that she was talking to a friend and she dropped the funniest joke ever.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
Okay. So her friend
Jews. Sorry.
That's at the end. Aristocrat. Okay, my friend sent me a picture of her wearing long jeans, shorts, and a Nirvana t-shirt. And I say, the 90s called, but then someone hopped on the internet, so the call dropped, so I can't tell you what they said.
Oh, that's so good.
Wow.
That's
Joe wrote that?
Yeah.
That's
Holy shit.
Like a time-constrained joke that lasts forever. Those are rare.
That hits hard.
That's like a Charizard. That's a good joke.
Very good joke.
Wow.
I'm down to 166, so what's up?
Holy cow, dude. I'm proud of you.
Thanks. I've started losing. Actually, you know what? I'm going to save that premise for next week. Forgot to write it down.
Well, I ordered $30 of French fries the other day. So.
Holy fucking shit. Were they gold-plated?
They were from Five Guys. I had them delivered, so kind of
that's why it was $30.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right, should we cap it off with Song of the Week? So this is Alone. The band name is the most Minnesota name ever, which is also part of why I love them. They're called The Get Together.
Same time next week?
Dude.
Absolutely.